Yo, what is up, guys? It's Sin, and today I'm gonna be reviewing the XM1. And so people who already know me know that I fucking love this mouse. This is probably my all-time favorite mouse. I just love everything about it. And I have tried 15 to 20 different mice. In my 3 to 4 years of PC gaming, and I can safely say this is the best mouse I've ever used. Now, I don't want to shill Endgame that much in this video. I still want to, keep unbiased review, but I just, love this mouse too much to, you know, sit there with a straight face and tell you all its specifications and whatever the fuck not. I just have to tell you from the start of the review that I'm gonna be shilling this mouse a lot because it is my favorite. So yeah, let's get into the review. Now, there's a V1 version of this mouse and a V2, and there's an RGB. I'm going to talk about the RGB at the end of the video, but the one that I currently have is the V2, which means it has an updated coding and the updated cable. People had a problem with the V1, which was it had a horrible cable and a bad coding, and Endgame fixed it, and they fixed it in a way that now the cable's probably the best non-paracord cable that you can get in a stock mouse, and the coating's also really good. It is not slippery at all, but I'll get into those. So let's talk about the shape of this mouse. Now the XM1 is like a combination of the SteelSeries Sensei with the Zowie ZA series. It is not a clone. It is not a clone of any shape. Unlike other mice, it's its own unique shape, and it is built for aggressive claw. Now, as you can see from the hump behind, it gives you it gives you support for your palm when you claw grip this mouse. Um, and This mouse is also very long and wide. Now, the thing about that is, if you have small hands, you cannot use this mouse. The reason is because it's just going to cramp it out. You're not going to have a fun time with it. There are better small mice alternatives, but the thing is, if you have medium to large hands, then this mouse is just going to be, very good for you, especially if you aggressive claw it. Yeah, of course, you can fingertip the mouse as well, or you can palm grip it, but it's just really not built for it. As you can see from my ring finger, it just doesn't really have a place to rest. So, aggressive claw, medium to large hands, this is your mouse. So yeah, let's talk about the coding. Now the coding changed from V1 to V2. Now there isn't really much to say about the coding. It's a really good coding. If my hands are dry, it's still sticky. If my hands are sweaty, I still don't have a problem, gripping the mouse. Um, V1 showed fingerprints a lot. I think V2 still kinda does, but I don't think it's as bad as V1 from what I've seen. And yeah, like overall, especially when you compare it to like the egg coating, this coating is very good. The updated coating is definitely very good, and it's not going to cause you any problems. Now, the cable. The cable is the closest thing to a stock paracord you're gonna get. Now, I have a paracorded Viper Mini, and of course, a paracord is better than this cable. But when you look at other cables that you get from other mouse manufacturers, this is definitely a king cable. I don't have to buy a paracord for this because I just don't feel it. In a bungee, this cord is very flexible. It's just great. The V1 had a bad cable from what I've heard, and they fixed it, and it's one of the best stock cables you're ever gonna get. So that's really great. Now, speaking of stock, let's talk about the mouse feet. Now, sadly, I do not have stock mouse feet on, and I'll tell you why I don't. Now, the reason is, let's go back to the feet. And the reason is, while the stock feet are great, they're smooth, they are not properly rounded off, which means that it causes scratching when I, have to stop the mouse, or like when I'm gonna do something, it causes a lot of scratching because because of this the corners of it, they're very sharp and they cause scratching. So what I've done is I swapped them out for Tiger Arc 2s, and Tiger Arc 2s are, great. And they just make this mouse even better. This mouse, you can definitely use these. You can definitely use the stock feet. but I recommend you get new feet because it just complements the mouse. It just makes it so much better. Now let's talk about the clicks and the scroll wheel. So the XM1 has like this analog algorithm technology shit that makes the response time below 1 milliseconds. I don't think it really matters. It is competition jargon. It's not gonna give you a fucking massive benefit. You're not gonna notice the difference between zero point 0.5 milliseconds and 1 milliseconds. But the clicks are fine. They're not insanely good. That doesn't mean they suck either. They're very, very passable. I'll give you a listen. These are the side buttons, and this is the scroll wheel. I don't have any problems with the scroll wheel. Some people don't like it. I do not know why. I think it's like a Zowie scroll wheel. It's like a 24-step one. I can use it for everything really. The side buttons are very well placed, especially for my grip style. I can hit them both easily, which means that I can, I don't play Fortnite, but if I did, I could probably use this mouse, the side buttons for this for building. Also, another cool feature that this mouse comes with is it's pretty much plug and play, and you can change. Like once you download the XO1 software, you can change like the four different profiles for different DPIs. And as you can see, wait, when I press it, see, it changes. So which means you can change DPI on the go, and it remembers, which is pretty cool. Now, some troglodytes don't know how to change the mouse polling rate. It's not wizardry. It's not magic. All you have to do is just hold it down, and boom. There is a diagram here that shows you like, what each individual thing means. So wait, let me just show you again. As you can see, that's how you change the polling rate. Really, it's not wizardry. It's not that hard. And especially if you play Crunker or not, whatnot. Some games don't like 1000 hertz as much. So it's very, very, easy to just swap over to 500. Focus, buddy. There you go. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, honestly, everything about this mouse is really good. I personally love the shape. The coating is really good. The clicks are really good. The features of this mouse are really good. The stock mouse feet, they're passable. They're quite good. They were updated from V1 as well, if I'm not mistaken. They were made thicker. You can definitely use them, but I got, stock feet because it just makes my experience better. I didn't have to get a paracord for this because the cable is just really good. You can take this mouse and use it out of the box. And in 2020, that is kind of, it's kind of rare because mostly, especially like if you buy a Zowie mice or whatnot, you have to, change the cable, you have to change the feet, you have to do, whatnot to make it passable at least. But the XM1's not like that. It's a, great fresh breath of fresh air, and especially from Endgames, as Endgame's first mouse, it's really good for a first mouse. And issue wise, from V1 to V2, they fixed a lot of things, and they fixed it very quickly. So as their first mouse, I applaud them. Please make an XM1 wireless version and keep it at 70 grams. And holy shit, I forgot to talk about the weight. Fuck. Now, the weight of this mouse. I was going to talk about this as well because the weight of this mouse is a very, very crucial selling point for me. I do not like very, very light mice. That's what I noticed from the Viper Mini. I do not like heavy mice. That's what I noticed. Very heavy mice. That's what I noticed from the G502. And I do not like heavy mice, like the egg. The egg is passable because it's around like, 80 grams, which is still on like the upper limits. This mouse is 70 grams. And I think 70 grams is the god weight. Mouse companies shouldn't push for lower weights. They should just go for 70 because the weight balancing and just everything on this, it feels so light and so controllable. I am um I love mice that are, medium weighted because I feel like I can still, feel the mouse and feel the tool in my hand that I'm using rather than it just being, like the Viper Mini, like I'll show you right here, which personally is too light for my taste. So yeah, now that I've finished the weight thing, the weight of this mouse is honestly one of my favorite points of it. After the shape, the weight is probably the most important thing that makes me love this mouse. If it was 80 grams or like 60 grams, probably wouldn't love it as much. And speaking about 80 grams, the XM1 RGB is around 85, I think, and that means that it loses one of the great points that this mouse gets, the XM1 V2 gets, which is its weight. So I personally wouldn't get the XM1 RGB. If you want RGB on your mouse, you weight probably doesn't matter for you anyways if you are buying a mouse just for the RGB. So get it. Yeah, why not? But if you're like me and you want something that feels great, especially weight wise, get the XM1 V2. You definitely won't be disappointed. I recommend this mouse full heartedly. I love it. And I know you'll love it as well. If your hand size is, from medium to large and whatnot, if you claw grip, you'll definitely love this mouse. So thank you for watching my review. I hope you enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, and share and whatnot. And have a great day.